Burnley 4, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Now, that was a performance that we've been waiting for. I know we've probably had this right on cue, so we have a lull of performances. It goes down and it springs back up again with a really good performance. But in front of your home fans against a team that's doing pretty well in the league, half decent sort of chance of playoff position. By all accounts, a pretty tricky fixture, and to deliver that sort of performance and that sort of result, we've said over the last few games, the performance has been there, but the result hasn't. So tonight was a case of the performance was there and the result was there, which is good, which is positive. I thought Sheffield Wednesday played pretty well actually, and for large chunks of that game, they actually probably looked the better side and looked the most likely to score. And then I think eventually quality just shone through. It was clear to see that we were just levels above Sheffield Wednesday, and no matter what they did, we just weren't going to concede, and it was only a matter of time before we scored, really. I thought Marcus Edwards was a game changer. He is the missing link. We've only really seen sort of 20 to 30 minutes on the pitch. In games, and I think it sort of stifled him a little bit. He's not had enough time to sort of settle into a game. It's probably not his first sort of start in a game for a while, and tonight was evident of that. And he looked fresh from minute one. He was drawing fouls in. He was getting their players booked. He was causing problems, and then he pops up with that amazing goal where he really quick feet and a quick finish. And and I think in the final third in the box, we've been missing that sort of killer instinct and that risk taking, and seeing a player to actually deliver on that risk and reward is refreshing to see, and I look forward to see how he'll progress on in the season, and then from that goal onwards, the game sort of unfolds, and from that moment we just looked like we were going to win comfortably. It didn't look for a second in doubt. The 3 points were coming our way. Again, Esteve and Egan Riley and Trafford made him put on blocks and saves, and we are not giving up that clean sheet. It isn't happening, and it was nice to see Roberts pop up with a goal, and Brownhill come on, make an immediate impact. But I think the standout performance tonight was Anthony. He just gives eights and a halves every game, and it was brilliant tonight. It was impressive. He created so many chances for us, and it was good to see. And then I think the cherry on the top for the night, 3-0, I was happy. I was comfortable. I was saying, yeah, brilliant, happy, move on. Let's move on to the next game. But Benson coming on and getting that goal on his right peg as well, like it looked so uncomfortable for him to strike that ball the way he did, but he did it. And he nestled perfectly in the back in the top corner, and for him to get that goal is such a boost for us, because he's going to want more. He's not had many minutes this season, and for him to come on and get the limited minutes that he did and get a goal, he's going to get a taste for that. Now he's going to want to get more, so he's going to want to push on, which is a real worry for the rest of the league. Having that forward line hungry and gagging for goals, he's only going to improve us. I thought again, Josh Cullen was the metronome in the pitch. Again, everything just passes through him. He's the rhythm, he's the beat, he's the heartbeat of the team. And again, it's hard to keep praising Josh Cullen, but he just seems to be doing the job again and again and again. Lyle Foster, don't really want to talk too negatively consider the result, but he can't buy a goal at the minute. The poor bloke, he can... I think Chris said it on one of the pods, he's like him falling a barrel full of tits and kind of sucking his thumb, and that's the case again tonight. He made a good few chances and had a good opportunity to score, and he just won't go in for the lad. And yeah, I don't know what to do with him. I think you just got to persevere, and I say persevere. I think he just needs to just take a minute. I think resting him was a good idea. Bringing Edwards in, I think it was a refresh that we needed. I think Foster looks a little bit hungrier coming on, but again, he just can't buy a goal at the minute. Like I said, I don't think you take him to the five-a-side on a Thursday night where I play, and I don't think he scores a goal on Thursday night. So the poor bloke can't really do much to get a goal at the minute. But I think overall, I think this is the performance at home fans have been longing for. I think I think the doubters have been growing slowly for Parker over the past few results, and I won't say Parker out brigade, but sort of the grumblings of his football's not the best, blah 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 blah. You know, it's hard to disagree. You know, it's hard to bring a case to prove people wrong as to why Parker's not the right choice. But tonight felt like a night where Parker needed that result, and he got that, and he got the performance, he got the crowd, he got everything. Just everything was in the right place for him, barring his position in the ground. You know, he was sat in the stands, you know, talking to his bench through AirPods and whatnot, and you know, watching from an elevated position. But I think for Parker tonight, I think it was a bit of a pressure release, and I think it's brought a few more fans on side. I think if that's the Burnley that we're gonna see for the rest of the season, then I'm all for it. It's exciting. It's hard to beat. It's courageous. It's risk taking, which we've not seen for a long time. Like this season we haven't taken any risks, but tonight we did. We took pot shots on. We played. We stopped playing that extra pass. We took a shot on. We had. It ticked all the right boxes for me, and it was positive, and it was a good performance against a good team at an important time for us, because sort of we set the tone for the rest of the weekend for the sort of chasing pack and those ahead of us. So. I'm glad we got the 3 points. I'm over the moon we got such a good performance, and we saw some goals at Turf Moor. Like, that has been such a long time we've seen a good plethora of goals at Turf Moor, and yeah, so I'm happy for the result, and like I say, we move on to the next one and see if we can just build on this now. Like I say, we've got a really important run of games for the rest of the season, and we have to sort of really stake a claim as to why we belong in them top two, and tonight was a good start, a good first step, and we have to go and keep going and keep in touch with Sheffield United. Big game Monday. Like I say, I don't really care too much about other teams, but I'll be watching Monday pretty closely, and I think I'll be wanting a Leeds win just to drag Sheffield United into a bit of a scrap. Let Leeds run away with it, and we'll fight for second, and we'll try and get them automatics and bring them to the turf and back in the season, and we'll get them 3 points against them. But overall, amazing performance, good to see, lots of goals, lots of fun, lots of entertainment, which is what we haven't had. And yeah, if we can strike this chord for the rest of the season, it'll be very positive, and hopefully it'll lead to a positive outcome. So yeah, happy with that, and yeah, up the Clarets and on to the next one.